Welcome back to Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show. We are the most listened to, longest running real estate and mortgage show ever, I think,
in
the broadcasting universe. I think so. Real quick, I want to jump into some listings here. I've got a couple good ones here. I've got a brand new listing, Bruce, on Chisholm Park Trail in St. Cloud. That Narcoossee area is just blowing up. Nice thing about this house is it is at $447,000, pool home, half-acre lot, no HOA, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,600 square feet, tile in all the living areas, very open floor plan, high vaulted ceilings. And then you got a big old covered patio out back, the length of the house. And then you've got a big old screen cage around the pool. And you've got that's at $447,000. I go to Oviedo for $569,000. We got a 4-bedroom, 2-bath pool home, 2,300 square feet with solar panels. And then in excellent condition. That one is all dressed up, and the owner's just got to relocate. $569,000. I've got the best price pool home right here by the radio station in Rosemont. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths with a pool, gorgeous bonus room on it, about 1,600 square feet. And it is at $313,000 on that one. And that was all inspected. The financing did not work out. And that one is back on the market. Repairs are done. There was hardly anything to do, but it's all done. And then I've got a pre-foreclosure in Hunters Creek for $445,000, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths with a pool, needs paint, needs some flooring and a little touch up, but it's in great shape overall. Just had an inspection and everything on that is being fixed. There's hardly anything on that. For $445,000 in the Hunters Creek area. Great schools, great location.
Hunters Creek, man, a hot neighborhood.
Oversized, like I said, the kids can walk out the front door to the elementary and throw them over the back fence to get to the middle school. Great home there. And then over in Bay Hill, South Bay, I've got a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,200 square footer for $920,000. This is a tile roof house, Bruce, circular drive, 2-car side entry garage with a pool, concrete privacy wall around the back. Just a gorgeous layout. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. And nice thing about this is South Bay, part of Bay Hill, larger lots. You've got this home itself, custom designed. It's all the rooms are oversized. Master bedroom's enormous, master bath. All the guest bedrooms are all enormous. One's got its own little wing and ensuite bath. Just a great floor plan, big open living area.
Very desirable area.
Yeah, great room plan with a formal dining, and that's at $919,000. So give me a call if you want to take a look at any of those. 407-352-8118. And all of those, I can say this, Bruce, I know my listings. I know what's around them. I check the market every couple of weeks with my sellers. They are the best price for what they are around there. And they all have co-brokes realtors.
Well, and if you aren't paying cash, you're going to need a mortgage. Where do you go to get a great mortgage? Well, you could call Rocket. You could call your bank. You could call your credit union.
Mm-hmm.
But if you decide to do that, that's great. Most people, I think, are shopping anyway, but I think you owe it to yourself to call me.
Yep.
All I do are mortgages. I don't do car loans. I don't do personal loans. I do mortgages. That's all we do. CrossCountry Mortgage is the largest retail lender in the country. I will put my rates up against anybody's rates. Go ahead. Show me what their rates are. And you have to give me honest companies, not these mortgage brokers that are working out of their garage in Hoboken that you think are a big company. Those are not legitimate companies. But you put me up against anybody, I guarantee you're going to choose me. My service level is over the top. And you know this, Cleve, my team is dialed in. You never have to guess what's going on with your transactions. Real estate agents, you want a lender to work with that's going to take great care of your customers, you need to give me a call. You're a builder. We're actually starting to work with a couple of new builders that we're going to talk about. We're going to be bringing them on in the next couple of weeks that we really like. So we're going to help some of our builders. I've got another builder I'm working with that wants to build in Bella Colina right now, $2.5 million homes. All of these are so available, and I can help you with those mortgages, whether you're wanting to buy a home, renovate a home, build a new home. I got great construction loans. Maybe you're looking for a reverse mortgage. Maybe you're starting to, get up there in the ages and you don't want a mortgage payment anymore. Yep. And I can get you a line of credit on that. A reverse mortgage may be right for you. Let's find out what programs are right for you. Then you've got your whole first-time home buyers. They are ripe for buying right now. The rates are down. FHA rates are unbelievable. And you don't even have to have great credit. VA interest rates, absolutely incredible. As you may think that USAA is the biggest lender for VA loans, they're not.
Yeah.
You know who the biggest lender for VA loans is? CrossCountry Mortgage.
That's great.
They're the biggest lender in the entire country for VA loans.
Yep.
Now, you want a VA loan? You come to the loan arranger. I will take care of it for you. Jumbo loans. Now we're raising our jumbo limits. They're going up to 820. Yeah, like
Really?
824. So they didn't,
wow.
they only went up
Okay.
by 16 grand, but every little bit helps.
Well, you know what's funny? People ask me about AI and real estate, and I think part of it shows through in the loan products you guys have. You guys are very smart with what will work and what won't, because our default rates are so low right now.
We don't have default rates.
Yeah, you don't have
because we don't do loans for people that aren't going to pay.
Yeah, exactly. And you know how to figure that out. So
but we also are creative enough to help people that, I mean, every day I'm fixing a problem that another lender, a client went to, was just on the phone with a realtor, goes, Bruce, I tried to get this guy over to you, but he went with his own guy that he's involved in one of these networking groups. So he went to this guy, and now it's a disaster.
Oh, wow.
And they're supposed to close. So now I'm like, well, why did he do it like that? Why didn't he do it like that? He knew you were a 1099. Didn't he do a 1099 program or a bank statement program?
Oh, wow.
What are your other options? So why go to these hillbillies when you can come to a real redneck like me and get the job done, right? I mean, I'm right here in your backyard.
Is there a difference between hillbillies and rednecks?
Yes, there is.
Okay. All right.
All
right. Let's not get into that. I got some headlines here, Bruce. It's kind of funny. They're talking about how prices are falling and there's deceleration.
Interest rates are dropping.
Yeah. Yeah. So
they're
plummeting. Yeah. Prices. And so what's funny is you got to read into the headlines. And as I say, always check, was that headline talking about month over month? Was that headline talking about the whole country? Was it talking about just Florida? Was it talking about just Central Florida? So we appreciate you tuning in here to find out what's really going on. But right now, what happened, this headline is talking about deceleration. Home prices rose 2.3% year over year around the country, U.S. home prices. And they thought that it was going to raise only like 2%. Oh my gosh. It's just the headlines, the way they twist the stats to say something just to grab your eyeballs and get you to click on it. So if you need real information on what's going on with your house, that's why, you can look at all the stats you want. I had a guy that was analyzing all kinds of data on a neighborhood. And I said, but he's talking about where he wanted to list his house. And this house needed a lot of work. And I pulled up the MLS and showed him, hey, these 5 houses just had major remodels in the last 4 or 5 years. Somebody spent 100, 200 grand on these. I said, why do you think your value is as good as these when your house is not a move in?
Right.
So you got to look at the data you're getting and then have somebody interpret that for you. And that's what I do for all of my sellers. What's your market? Are you a 3-2 with a pool in Deltona, or are you lakefront on 5 acres in St. Cloud?
Right.
And I go through all that with everybody. Are you on a chain of lakes in Windermere? Are you on a chain of lakes in Winter Park? All these things come into play when you're picking a price and figuring out where you're at on that. And then you got to react every couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
Because something might change. 3 of your neighbors might come on the market. They might undercut your price. Look at your price.
Or a builder is in the community.
Yeah, you got a builder close by.
Community.
So, because right now the builders and your Trinity, they're throwing tons of money at closing costs, right?
Throwing $35,000 at your closing costs by using my services. Yep. You can't beat that. And listen, they don't bump up. They don't add something to that to give it back to you. So it's not a bait and switch. It's the real deal. 35,000. I had a client that went to a different builder down the street from one of my communities. They wouldn't let the client use my services because I wasn't their approved lender.
Yep.
They were offering $18,000, but their lender wouldn't approve them without selling their current residence. Well, they didn't want to sell their current residence. I had already done a mortgage for this guy in the past. He goes, Bruce, I had to go with them because they were paying all my closing costs, but now they're not paying my closing costs because they won't approve my loan. I looked at it and I go, you qualify, no problem. I'll give you a pre-approval letter. Then let's go back to your builder and let them. We'll stay with that builder. They'll pay your 18 grand in closing costs and we'll close the deal. The builder came back and said, nope, he's not on our approved lender list. So I said, okay, we can kill that deal. Let's go down the street and look at another builder. I took them down to Trinity. They got a bigger house for less money. And instead of getting 18 grand in closing costs, they got $35,000 in closing costs, better house, bigger house, and double the closing costs.
Yep.
So, I mean, you think you're going out and finding a builder that's best suited for you. That's why if you're shopping new construction, you should 100% call Cleve. His team can tell you, yeah, this builder's got a good incentive, but it's this or it's that. You guide people through that,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So you can truly determine whether it's the right deal
Well,
for you.
also resale value. The on-site agents are great. They'll help you. They'll help you understand what their product is. But resale value. I had one time. They're talking about this privacy wall, which they were charging a premium. But outside the privacy wall was the main entrance to the subdivision, which was a 2-lane road, which ultimately was going to be a 4-lane road.
Oh boy.
So that's, then you got road noise, things like that. So move them over to a premium lot with a view, which is timeless and will always get you more money than the regular house backed up to another home. All these things come into play. Is the master bedroom down? Is a ranch plan better than a stacked up? If you got 5 kids and you got to have 4,000 square feet. So yes, you need the big box. How does that look? What would be better? Does it have double masters? All these things come into play, and we help people interpret that.
Absolutely. So next week, I'm going to be over doing a presentation for one of our new builders.
Mm-hmm.
And if everything really pans out the way I think it's going to, I'm going to bring their attention to our audience because they seem to have a good product at a really good price.
It's a nice product, good price.
They got a good product. We already got one buyer in there, but Cleve and I we don't just promote anybody unless we've vetted them and we understand. We don't want to bring people they don't pay us to advertise. Trinity does not pay me to advertise their product. I do it because I'm really loyal to them because they take great care of my clients. And that means a lot to me. Trinity Family Builders. If you want to see any of your communities, go to webringyouhome.com or call me. We'll get you pre-approved for your financing. We'll get you out in front of one of our builders. You want to build a new home? You need to refinance. You're a first-time home buyer. Maybe you're that move-up buyer with the golden handcuffs that you just don't want to get out of your house because you got a 2.5% fixed rate on it. What do we want to do with that product if it's possible?
Yep.
What do we want to do? You got a 2.5% fixed rate on your current property. You want to buy a new
landlord
home.
leapfrog
it, baby. Let's keep that property. You'll never get 2.5% again. So let's turn that property into a rental property and then help you develop wealth in real estate.
I just had a leapfrogger, bought their new home. I just got the other place rented before their new mortgage payment. Like you buy the house, your down payment's your first month's payment. Right. You got some leeway before your next payment. Already got them a rent check coming in before they're even got their first mortage payment. So we're going over tax advantages. I got 2-3 landlords. I can't wait till they do their taxes in January and get them done because they usually get a big fat refund. So I want to see how big their refund is and then tell them to adjust their withholdings so they're bringing home that money, things like that.
Here's something I want to tell our audience right now. I will promise you, because you hear Cleve and I on the air, we've been doing this for a long, long time, but I want you to know something, that if there's one thing that we really, really, really love is to watch you make money. When we get a client set up and we get you into a home or you're creating wealth in real estate, it does nothing but excite. Cleve and I just celebrate that because we want our clients to have success. We're not in the business of just selling a house and getting a commission or doing a mortgage and getting a commission on that. That's not what's important. I've already got all the commissions I could ever use. I'm set up for my retirement. I'm in good shape. I'm committed to helping you, your children, your grandchildren. We want to help young people develop wealth in real estate, and you can do it. And we have all the tools. And you and I have already made the mistakes. We've already made all the mistakes.
I wish I kept all my houses.
My 2 biggest mistakes is not buying enough and selling too many.
Selling at the wrong time.
I didn't buy enough during the time when I was
I don't try and time the market. I just want to accumulate as we go.
And I sold 5 properties just prior to COVID. How stupid was I?
All right. So you want to know what not to do in real estate? Call me at 407-352-8118. We'll help you work out a plan, or go to cleveloveland.com.
Yeah, or call Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger, CrossCountry Mortgage, 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or go to webringyouhome.com. I guarantee you will not find a mortgage company that'll take better care of you, better interest rates, lowest possible closing costs, more loan programs than anybody you could ever imagine. Real estate agents also call me. I'm always available. Cleve and I'll be back in 5 minutes to talk about interest rates and opportunities. Don't go anywhere.